Sack Life, beat depression. It's day 639 and I'm feeling fine. And today we're going to keep it that way with another round somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you guys know, this show is about martial arts for mental health lessons, focusing in on mental health and sharing free mental health tools where we can, mixing them in with shadowboxing and other martial arts lessons as well. And the first mental health tool that we always want to mention, we always want to make note of, is gratitude. It's a powerful mental health tool we can use at any time. You can start your day with gratitude. You can write it down on a list to make it super effective. And the more you use that tool, the easier it becomes to use and the easier it becomes to find those silver linings in life. So starting off today with gratitude going out to Simon, to Maze, to Speed, to Vic, and to Monica, Teresa for being the first ones in the class today. I know I'm starting a few minutes late, but I appreciate you guys and girls being here as a social support system. Even if you're only stopping in for a moment, even if you're just sharing for a second, just tune in for support. It is beneficial. It helps everyone out here feel a little less alone, and that can help in critical times, especially. Just having a social support system can be huge. So gratitude going out to the slowly growing worldwide social support system we're creating with each other, and to everybody tuning in. Simon May says, hey, everyone, have a wonderful day. Thanks, Simon. Appreciate that positivity. And shout out as well to Dafavet, or Davet, I think I'm saying that right, for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, so we talked about the gratitude too. Go ahead and think about the thing you're grateful for, and that'll help put you in that positive mindset. It doesn't have to be one thing. It can be a million things. Anything. You'll be grateful to be alive, grateful for the fresh air, sunlight, vitamin D, all of those things. Just look for something. And even if you can't find it, the act of asking yourself, what am I grateful for today? Even just asking that question can help rewire the brain into a more positive direction. So practice that tool when you can. That being said, we're going to move into the next tool, which is that progress tracking tool. Shout out to Luca out there at Canada for tuning in. Appreciate your support, buddy. And thank you for the drawings, man. You and Claire. And yeah, Luca said you like mine and Claire's art. Yes, absolutely. That's amazing artwork. Thank you so much for donating that fan art and for raising awareness with your creative passions. I'm all about supporting people's passions, promoting people's passions. I like to see them pursue the things they're passionate about. Makes the world a more colorful place and beautiful place to live in, and it improves our environment. We improve each other. So grateful for you and for your artwork, buddy. You and Claire, Luca and Claire out there, 5 and 8 years old, tuning in from Canada. Not only did they make fan art, which is super cool, but they also included the 5-7-8 breath in there, which was super dope because you're empowering people with tools and expressing yourself and sharing your passion. It's good stuff. Happy to see it. Keep it coming. Keep up the great work. Thank you guys so much. That being said, let's move into that tracking tool, that progress tracking tool. It's been 639 days since I've left depression behind and continued to train. How many days has it been for you? How many days of consecutive progress have you made out there? How many days of consecutive success have you enjoyed by fighting back in the face of anything that's trying to stop you or slow you down? This number is not just proof of the days you trained, it's also proof of the days that you overcame those debilitating effects, those debilitating thoughts of depression or anxiety. So please do keep track of that number. It's a huge tool. It only becomes more powerful with time. We only make more and more progress as we keep progress on the mind as the goal, as the focus. We can enjoy that success every single day, and when we share it with each other, motivate others to do the same. So shout out to Slayer Ken, Lupine Ken out there for tuning in and for staying consistent as well. It is not Superhero Sunday today, Luca. I'm sorry, buddy. That was yesterday. Not enough days, but I'm still going. That's good stuff. Speed of Vic, appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're going. Glad you're moving forward, finding your thing. And again, this show is a source of free mental health tools, but there are tons of other ways that you can help yourself and fight back and accomplish a daily upbuilding goal that's both mentally and physically upbuilding. Explore. Get out there and explore. Google search that stuff. There's a million different ways that we can help ourselves. It's actually an unfair fight in our advantage because we have a ton of tools to deal with depression. Depression really only has one, and it's lots. It's not even based in reality. So just look for those tools. Find the ones that empower you. If they're through the show, that's great. If not, if you've got another daily goal that you can accomplish, try that list tool out and track that progress so that you can show yourself how strong you are and how much endurance you have shown, making sure that you give yourself credit for that. It's easy to forget how far we've come and how much strength we displayed when we don't keep track of it. So keep track of that number. That being said, 639 days for me. Ken's at 247 days of progress and success. Good stuff, Ken. A little tongue twisted there. And thank you for sharing. Now, let's get into the next part. We're going to get into the actual lesson itself. We're going to work from Muay Thai stance. And yesterday, if you joined us, you noticed we practiced some of those kicks, those kick checks. We're going to work those kick checks into today's session. We'll be practicing the bread and butter jab and cross, but we toss in some kick checks in there as well, and stepping out of that check and seeing how we can counter. What's the most effective counter from a check position? Let's say that depression dummy's launching some lies, launching a roundhouse kick. We're going to bring the knee up to the inside of the elbow, right? Tuck the hands into a shell, protective shell, angle that body, absorb that kick, and then as we step back into our balanced stance, our lead hand, our jab's going to be our quickest response. So we can check that kick and then twist through for the counter jab, check that kick, step in and rotate through for the cross, or check the kick and then switch stance, boom, throw them completely off and toss some other jab cross combos in there. So we'll practice a couple different things. Do you know Spider-Man? I think he's talking to you, Vic. I think he's talking to you, Super Vic, out there. We'll practice a couple of other things today and different movements, how to get use that check, kick check, integrate that into our training. We'll use the rear check, the front check from balanced Muay Thai stance, work in those counters, and it'll be our standard rounds because it is a Monday. So as you know, we do 5 days of higher intensity training. You want to push to your level. Make sure that you're not competing with me. You're competing with yourself. So if you're brand new to this, start with just the jab cross. If you don't have the balance yet, just go slow, go at your pace, and challenge yourself to your level. That way you can see that continued growth, and we can avoid burnout. We'll be doing our standard rounds, 3 rounds each, 3 minutes each, with 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath and drink some water. Make sure you're breathing in that nose and out the mouth. And we want to employ that other mental health tool of visualization and consciously acknowledging what we're doing subconsciously every day, which is beating depression. So you want to visualize that depression dummy and assign it that name, depression dummy. And when you're visualizing it, visualize making contact with its face, knocking the lies out, knocking it down, making it weaker as we make ourselves stronger. Every day we build ourselves up, we're actually making those bonds of depression weaker and weaker, cutting through those lies. So visualize that target, and we can consciously acknowledge it and affirm it, and affirmations work to reinforce truths. So the truth is, we're beating depression. That affirmation will only make us stronger. So let's employ that tool as well. We'll have some fighting spirit of the 80s coming through the sweet retro boom box, and we're going to get into this thing. Go ahead and square up into your modern balanced Muay Thai stance. Stance guides available at sacklifeofficial.com. If you haven't been here before, down at the bottom of the free martial arts for mental health class section, you'll find a guide on most of our stances that will have you fully prepared for all of our sessions. And let's get the right track on here. Let's go daily beat. Why not? It's our daily beat. All our tracks are available for free on Spotify. And we got some binaural beats out there to improve mental health as well. So check those out. See what you think. Shout out to Lisa the Luminary. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Pop into stance. Let's get this thing going. Square up, get balanced, visualize that target, and start shifting that body weight from the front foot to the back foot. Remember, keep the knees bent. That'll shift the weight onto the ball of the foot. And we're going to just shift that weight forwards and backwards, stepping forwards and backwards in our balanced stance. Everything nice and balanced. Just finding that rhythm. You can roll those hands to keep that rhythm as well. Tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, curl the hips. Getting that balanced Muay Thai stance. So we're going to start with stepping into the one and rotating back. As you step in for that one, twist through the hips and shoulders. Extend that fist straight forward, closing that fist up, squeeze at the point of impact, making contact with depression's face, and then rotate back to a balanced stance. Let's go. Step in for the one, boom, and back. One, boom, and back. You can start turning it into a rhythm, following the rhythm of the beat. One, twisting through, small step forward, twist through the hips and shoulders. Send that fist straight forward, bending the knees, and bob with it. Turn it into a rhythmic dance. Go ahead, turn that fist over, make contact. Large as 2 knuckles, tuck the chin into the shoulder to improve defense. Boom, guard up high. Twisting through those shoulders, make those small refinements, becoming more aware of your body position at all times. We're gonna add in a cross in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And back, and back, and back, and back. Keep going. And back. We're gonna start adding in those kicks, those kick checks in 3, 2, 1, jab, cross, back to stance, check that lead kick, and back into it, jab, cross, back to stance, check the lead kick, boom, and into it. As we bring that foot up, knee up, point the toes down. That'll make us a more effective shell, and back into stance. Let's go. Jab, cross, check that kick, boom, and back, jab, cross, check that kick, boom, and back, jab, cross, check the kick, bang, and back to stance, keeping it nice and balanced at all times. Really focus on that balance. Now we're going to use that rear check. I know we're covering a lot, but go at your pace. Jab, cross, and then bring in that rear leg to defend the kick from the opposite side. Let's go. Step in for the 1, rotate for the 2, bring that leg up, boom, block that kick, and back to stance. Jab, cross, check. Let's go. And keep it moving. Bring that knee up. Block that kick and back to stance. Jab, cross, check. Back to stance. Keep those hands rolling. Find that flow. Let's go. Jab, cross, check. Back to stance. Jab, cross, lead check this time. Boom, boom. Lead check. Back to stance. And that's the end of round 1. In round 2, we'll start countering out of those checks. We'll start with the checks this time, and we'll go on the offense, that counter maneuver. First blocking the kick, and then rotating right into that counter, blocking the kick on the rear side, and rotating right back in for the counter. And Lucas said, can I show him how to do a fist? Absolutely, buddy. You start with a thumbs up. Wonder why there's so many thumbs up on this show. It's strategic, it's tactical. Start with a thumbs up, close the fingers, right? Just like this, making a box. And then we want to bring that thumb down and tuck it behind the fingers. Bracing these top 2, making kind of a box with the fist. We want to land on those large 2 knuckles on the front of the fist, keeping the finger tucked here, squeezing at the point of impact, and making sure that that wrist stays nice and tight. So start with that thumbs up, close the fingers, tuck the thumb under the top 2. There you go. Keep that wrist nice and straight and brace. Land on those large 2 knuckles, twisting through as you rotate in to those strikes. That's how you make a fist. Back into stance. Let's do this thing. We got 3 minutes. Guard up high, close those fists. Keep them nice and loose back here, just in form. And let's do it. We're going to start with the lead check. Bring that knee up to the inside as you rotate back, twist through for the counter jab, and then back to stance. Let's practice together. Check, twist through for the jab as you step back into your balanced stance. Let's go. Check, jab, counter. Let's go. Check, jab, counter. Let's go. Now you can check that kick and just toss from the shoulder if you wanted to, or you can turn it into a powerful jab. Check that kick and then twist through. Twist through the body and hips, sending that fist forwards right into the face of that depression dummy. Guard stays high on the opposite side, side of the head. Front of the head is preference. Back into stance. Let's go. Check that lead kick. Boom. And counter. Back. Balance is important. Keep that body weight centered. Feet evenly spaced. And keep it moving. If you want to work lateral movement, go ahead and do it if you're advanced. Remember, this is your session. It's about you and your progression out here. We're just moving forward together. Step in for the front check. Boom. Twist through for the counter. Twist through for the cross. And back to stance. Let's go. Front check. Twist through for the jab. Twist through for the cross. Back to stance. Front check. Twist, twist. And back. Keep it centered. Tuck that chin into those shoulders on the jab and cross. Bring that knee up to the inside. And then twist back for the counter. Let's do it. Check. Back to stance. Check. Back to stance. Check. Back to stance. Stand up tall. Just tuck that chin. Curl those hips. And keep it centered. Let's go. Check. Jab, cross again. Check. Jab, cross. Check. Jab, cross. Let's go. And back. And back. And back. Let's go. And back. Bring that foot up. And back. Exhale hard as you bring that foot up. Exhale hard out the mouth with those counter strikes. And keep it moving. Check. And back. Check. And back. Check. And back. Make that shell. Brace the hands on the side of the head as you make that shell. Angling the body towards that incoming kick. Rotate back for the counter. And cross. And keep it moving. Let's go. Check. Counter, counter. Let's go. Check. Counter, counter. Keep moving. Keep those knees bent. Body weight centered and visualize that target. And back, let's go, check. And back, check. And back, keep it centered, chin tucked, check. And back, angle that body, check. And back, keep it moving, check. And back, one more time, check. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. Shout out to Lucas said thank you. You're welcome, buddy. Shout out to Angeline. Shout out to your demon girl and Master Checo out there tuning in for support. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. We're getting into round 3. We're doing checks. We're doing counters, checking kicks. Checking kicks from both sides, working some counters out of those. Check positions for a checkmate on depression. Knocking those lies out of his face. Leaving us in a happier place. Make sure you drink water. Staying hydrated. Breathing in the nose, out the mouth with force on each strike. Out the mouth on those defensive maneuvers as well. We'll tighten up the core. It'll get you more balance, more control, and more power in those whips of the punch. All right, we got 5 seconds. Go ahead and pop back into Muay Thai stance, nice and balanced. Remember, those guides are on sacklifeofficial.com. A lot of them free martial arts for mental health class section. Find that rhythm, find that flow. Let those fists roll as you shift that body weight forwards and backwards. Now we're going to start with that rear check. We want to bring the knee up to the inside of the elbow. Same thing, but we're using that rear leg this time. Rear leg's where your dominant hand is. Let's do it. Rear check, boom, and back to stance. Rear check, boom, and back to stance. We're angling the top half of the body. We're angling the shin, pointing the toes, making that shin bone really exposed to take in those blows and take the least amount of damage possible for us, most amount of damage for our assailant. Visualize that depression dummy coming in with a roundhouse kick. It's coming over on this side. We're going to bring that foot up to check and check. Angle, back to stance, check, and back to stance. Brace the hand on the side of the head as a cushion. Elbow up and in, knee up and inside the elbow, and back to stance. And now we're going to start countering, boom, out of that check. Keep doing it. Bring that check in, work that balance. Check, 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 check. Keep that chin tucked, work that balance. Check, check, work both checks here. Check, 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 check. Angle in that body, working that shell. Let's go. We're going to counter out of the rear check with a quick jab. Boom. Step in for that quick jab. Rotate through for the cross and back to stance. Let's work that rear check. Here we go. Bring that rear check up. Step in for the jab. Rotate through for the cross. Back to stance. Let's go straight for the cross here. Check. And then twist through for the cross, keeping the guard high on the lead hand. Check. Twist through for the cross and back. Check. Twist through for the cross and back. Check. Twist through and back. Now another thing we can do is after the check, we can twist through and step backwards, actually sending that foot further back and creating a distance after we land that square punch right to the face or the chest. Let's do it. Check, step back, and then return to your defensive position, creating space. Let's do it again. Check that kick. Twist through for the cross as you send that rear foot back, and then open up the gap, create some space. Let's go. Step in for jab cross. Back to stance, lead check. Boom, rear check. Boom, rear check into counter. Boom, boom, back to stance. Lead check into counter. Let's go. Boom, boom, back to stance. Rear check into counter. Boom, boom, back to stance. Rear check into counter and create space. Let's do it. Rear check, counter, create space. Evade and maintain, back to stance. Jab cross, hit him. Back to stance, lead check into jab cross. Let's do it, lead check, jab cross. Rear check into cross. Boom, boom. There it is one more time, lead check into jab cross. And that is the end of round 3 in our standard 3 rounds of progress and success. Congratulations. If you made it through all 3 rounds, that was 9 minutes of exercise that, when done with consistency and kept track of, can change the rest of your life. Please do stay moving forwards. Keep on showing up for yourself, and I promise I will be here every day to support your growth, sharing my self-care routine. If you found anything that's beneficial through this program at all, please do let the world know so that we can all empower each other with a testimonial or a review at sacklifeofficial.com. /testimonials, /reviews. I'm not sure. Go to sacklifeofficial.com, hit the testimonial review button down at the bottom of the page, and share your progress and success with the world. That way we can make a positive impact outside of Instagram and globally. We've gotten more people tuning in every day. I think yesterday was Mexico, Rutherford, and Newark were tuning in. So it's varied exposure out here, and spreading the word about what works for you is one of the best things we can do for each other. So thank you. Until next time, I'll catch all of you guys and girls, same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life, sack man.